Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Niladri Mukherjee and I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I practice here in Mississauga, Ontario. If you are planning to come to Canada by purchasing a gas station and planning to give yourself a work permit and a permanent residency in the forthcoming future, you will probably find this video quite useful. Before I jump onto this topic and the technicalities, I would like to highlight a couple of guiding principles, if you will, that guide this kind of business immigration process, which after consultations of many clients, I think many clients are missing those points. There's a lack of understanding, which I think I should clear up first. If you have a lot of money, for example, if you have like a couple of $1 million, that really does not mean that Canada will welcome you if you do not meet its criteria and give you a permanent residency. So having tons and tons of money is not really a direct correlation of you getting a permanent residency or a work permit. You have to meet the specific business immigration criteria as well, right? So having more money really does not mean that your work permit will be approved for sure or your PR will be approved for sure. No, this is just one of the factors. Number two, irrespective of whichever business immigration programs you talk about, including startup visa, the language requirements is not very high. This is mostly CLB5 and CLB6. So if you are somebody that is very proficient in the business but are not being able to score good in IELTS or CELPAP, you could score like maximum of 5 or 6 in all the modules. You could still potentially qualify if you obviously meet the other qualification criteria as well. So language ability is not a huge thing. CLB 5-6 really works for the most program. Thirdly, investment. You have to have a minimum amount of investment in order to run your business. Either you can purchase an existing business here in Canada or can create a business from the scratch. All in all, you're looking at a good amount of investment and a couple of $1,000s, a couple of hundreds and $1,000s in a range of $200 to $300,000. If you are into the business immigration, scheme, really helps. But if you're looking for a startup visa program, maybe around $150,000 would work, but still $150,000 total, I would say, is a baseline number that you are looking at. No business immigration is practically possible less than this. So if you think that you can buy a hair cutting salon for maybe $20,000, or maybe a grocery store that is there in a remote part of Ontario, maybe for $50,000, and get yourself a permanent residency and work permit, obviously that's not how it works, right? The most important part here in that you have to understand is that your previous work or your business experience will have to correlate with the business that you are planning to buy. So coming back to my topic of purchasing a gas station, if you are already running a couple of gas stations back home, only then you can potentially consider yourself to purchase a gas station and getting yourself a permanent residency. But for example, if you are a professional in Dubai, for example, with lots of money, and if you think that you are not able to qualify under the express entry system or not getting nomination from under any of the PNPs, study is not for you, but you have lots of money, you can buy a gas station and get yourself a work permit without having any experience of owning a gas station in the past. This is not how it is going to happen, right? Those days are really gone where without having any relevant experience you could purchase a business and still get yourself a work permit. Things do not really happen like that. So if you are thinking of purchasing a gas station, you have to understand is that regardless of the amount of money you put in this very example, you have to put in a lot of money, right? Gas stations are quite expensive. $800,000 to about $2 million is what you're looking at. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of investment. Yes, it's sort of an assured investment because everybody needs gas, and gas stations are usually quite a good revenue generating business model, sort of secured business model, if you will. But there is a flip side as well. The major flip side is that you are not really looking to only purchase a gas station while you're outside Canada and just forget about it, just getting, trying to earn money out of it. Your objective is to utilize that investment and get yourself a work permit first and then eventually a permanent residency. So let's talk about work permit. The very term is called work permit, means that you are requiring, you are requesting the government of Canada to give you a permit to work in your own investment, in your own business. So for example, if you purchase a gas station, do you really need to be present in that gas station to run the gas station? 90% of the times the answer is no, because once you set the gas station, you really do not have to be there all the time 24 by 7, right? You can just easily hire an employee at a fraction of the cost, and that employee can run the show for you. So do you really need to be present in running the gas station? Probably the answer is no. So why would the government of Canada give you a work permit just because you have bought a gas station, right? So purchasing a gas station or a convenience store or any sort of similar investment does not always lead to work permit unless and until you have those very specific experience. That's number one. And are able to prove that why without you even a business such as gas station or a convenience store would not run, even if you have your similar previous experience in the past. So it used to happen maybe 5 years back, or even I would say 3 years back, under the owner operator route, or any of or in like under any of the provincial entrepreneurship program, that you just purchase a gas station or a convenience store and get yourself a permanent residency, or purchase a pizza joint, or maybe purchase a Mexican food joint or something like that. Things do not happen like that anymore. There has to be a direct correlation between your previous business experience to the one that you are looking to have here in Canada, right? This applies to almost any business immigration category if you think of, except for the startup visa category, because this is more of an idea generation kind of a thing. For example, hypothetically speaking, for example, if you own a gas station in India or Dubai, for example, but you are also sort of inclined to create mobile app, and you're planning to create such an app that would actually be revolutionary in nature, and if you're able to prove and get investment, your work permit under the startup visa program will be approved, but not for any of those immigration programs, any of those direct business immigration programs. So I do understand that it's a very secured investment route, it's a very traditional investment route for majority of the South Asian investors client, that think that, well, I can, invest a couple of $1,000 and hundreds of $1,000 or maybe a couple of $1 million and get myself in a short permanent residency. It really does not work like that anyways. If you need my professional assistance, the very first step would be a business immigration consultation, wherein I really need to look into your profile in detail to be able to tell you what is really going to work for you. Mind you, almost all the provinces and territories of Canada have some kind of an entrepreneurship program. So it is not only about Ontario or British Columbia. From Newfoundland and Labrador to Alberta, every single province have its own business immigration program, has its own entrepreneurship program, and those programs really work because after the pandemic, the government has spent so much of money that it really needs fresh investment. Having said that, that is the federal government point of view. You have to understand is that you are not really purchasing a gas station only to make money. The objective is to get yourself a work permit and a permanent residency as well. But for those to happen, you need to satisfy the immigration requirements as well. You need to satisfy the work permit requirements as well. And for that to happen, it really needs to be even digger to be able to understand what is going to really work for you. I hope this gives you a lot of conceptual clarity. If you need my professional assistance, drop us a line, contact@nuvonation.ca. Shall be glad to speak with you to be able to evaluate your situation. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye now. Cheers.